I was fixing up my backyard one chilly autumn day. The air felt heavy with fallen leaves, and the sun barely peeked through the gray clouds. My garden was a mess, overgrown like a jungle. I grabbed a shovel and started digging near the big oak tree, wanting to clean up the place. Thunk. My shovel hit something hard. I wiped sweat from my forehead and squatted down to see what I'd struck. When I saw that bony white thing staring back at me, my heart stopped for a moment. It was a skull. Human. Empty sockets that seemed to stare right through me. I dropped the shovel, my mind racing. This wasn't some Halloween prank. It was way too real. Panic set in, and I called the cops. As I waited, I couldn't help but remember the old missing persons case that had haunted our town. Years back, a girl named Emily had disappeared without a trace. Posters with her face were all over town. The police had searched high and low, but she was just gone. It was like she'd been swallowed up by the earth. And now, staring at that skull, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd stumbled upon the answer that everyone had been looking for. The police arrived, and as they dug, the memories of Emily's case flooded my mind. She used to love that oak tree, always hanging out there, writing in her journal. It was like a part of her life story, and now it was tangled up in the gruesome mess. Bits and pieces started emerging from the dirt. Bones, shreds of clothes, even a necklace with a heart-shaped pendant. It was like piecing together a nightmare. The more they found, the more it became clear that Emily hadn't just run away. Someone had done something terrible to her. News spread fast, and the whole town buzzed with a mix of shock and dread. Friends and family of Emily had waited years for answers, and now they were getting more than they bargained for. The person responsible for this horror had been somewhere among us, maybe even smiling and pretending all this time. Months passed and the cops worked their tails off. It was like a puzzle coming together, piece by piece. They finally pinned it on a guy who had known Emily. An old acquaintance turned out to be a sick, twisted killer. It was a relief to know he was off the streets, but it didn't change the fact that our town would always carry the weight of what had happened. As I stand here now, looking at that oak tree, I can't shake the chills. The sun doesn't feel warm anymore, and the shadows feel different. The mystery of Emily's disappearance had been solved, but it was a nightmare we couldn't forget. The backyard, once a sanctuary, was now a graveyard of secrets.